welcome to WashingtonExec's video series. I'm Amanda Ziadeh with WashingtonExec, and with me today is Dave West. He's a Senior Vice President of Corporate Development and Strategy for Avantus Federal. Thank you so much for joining me today, Dave.
Thanks, Amanda.
Of course. So we're here to discuss where Avantus stands in the GovCon market. So can you first describe Avantus's place in the mid-market? What really differentiates the company from others, and what are its values?
No, thanks, Amanda. And I'm just really excited to be chatting with you about Avantus. I'm pumped up about this company as we all are. And it's maybe it'd be helpful if I just gave you a little nickel tour of kind of the history of the company, kind of how we got here. And when you think about the mid-market, it's really all about entrepreneurship. It's about innovation, and ideally, you want a great place to work, right? You want kind of the Goldilocks mix of scale and then kind of entrepreneurship and speed of a small company. And so I think as we look to create Avantus, led by Andy Maynard, who I know is loving being part of the leadership council this year with WashingtonExec. The team has come from big companies, has built companies in the past, has served at government customers. And so the thought was, we want to do this again, do it in a special way, do it on our terms, kind of build something that really kind of redefines the mid-market and kind of changes the sector. And so it's a big goal, but I think really it's being done here. And it's about, even if you think about the name, Avantus, it comes back to the word advantage, right? We want to give our customers an advantage in their mission. We want to drive sustainable advantages for our company and our stakeholders and all of our 1,200 employees and their careers. And then the us is kind of obviously the U.S. mission, and it's just us. It's our team. It's supporting our colleagues. It's supporting our mission. So kind of starts there. The values, we really think a lot about this. As a former consultant, you see hundreds of companies, and everybody works hard at creating some good values that they can then live out in the business, and it's hard to do. Sometimes it doesn't always show through. And I think here it's really embedded. People are invested in them. And you think about ours, it's really earning eminence. So it's earning that trust of the customer and that expertise every day, right? So earn it every day. It's act with purpose, right? It's kind of be deliberative about what you're doing. Be action-oriented, not passive. Inspire yourself, right? It's kind of, again, that proactivity. Stay humble, right? This is not about chest thumping and look how big we are. It's about serving your customers, really serving your team. It's that servant leadership ethos, and then embrace diversity, right? And I think, I went to a nerdy business school, and the mantra was challenge everything. And I think, we really have embraced all different ideas, all different types of colleagues, and the whole thing about the clash of ideas brings about the refinement of ideas. We don't want yes men, yes women around here. It's, hey, let's have a high trust culture. Let's bring that debate in and let's make decisions and go. And I'm a relatively new addition here, although I've known, some of the colleagues here for 20 years. And it is just a unique high trust culture where people kind of feel free to, regardless of org chart, express their view, make a decision, do what's right for the customer, and then move out and execute on it. So that's been a special element that I think is super hard to craft, but if you've got the right people and the right values and you're actually living it out up and down the organization, it's pretty magical. So excited about that. And our job is to keep that going and keep that expanding as we grow.
Yeah, when I spoke to Andy about the rebranding way back when, I remember people and culture and the values of the company being extremely important. So how does Avantus drive that differentiation in the mid-market through the people and the culture?
Right. Well, and I think it's kind of the say-do ratio, right? People talk about our people are important, culture is critical, and then but how does the rubber meet the road on that? And so that has been a focus from day one. And I do think it starts with the intent of the leadership team, but it really starts with the right partner. We were backed by NewSpring Holdings out of Philadelphia, and there's a lot of private equity funds involved in the sector, a lot of excellent ones building great companies with great management teams, and we're glad to be one of those. But NewSpring's really patient capital, so it's really kind of permanent capital. This is not a quick buy and build, flip the company. We understood with our partners in NewSpring, we want to invest heavily in our people in each of their 1,200 careers in a meaningful way, consistently, build real technical capabilities, real depth, and that's going to take a lot of money, a lot of time, a lot of investment up and down the organizational chart on a sustained basis. And so that's not immediately, kind of a quick ROI, but it's a huge ROI at the end of the day. So we have an integrated talent management system that's built into everything we're doing. And so this is all about, driving employee engagement and driving expertise, and then hopefully driving business growth and our own success. But I think every employee has a lot of access to training, investment, resources, mentorship, all of that. And then we've got a lot of kind of more, I've been at kind of big global companies and smaller companies, and just the amount of investment and rigor around the employee development aspect of what we do, I think is really remarkable. I mean, even yesterday we had a board meeting, really invested board, right? The executive leadership team is pumped up and invested, and the board, some boards are a little more passive. We've got a really hands-on, forward-leaning board that wants to get their hands dirty and get involved and help. But we have something called Leadership Exploration and Development. This program, basically 17 of our top, leaders in the business, kind of below the executive leadership team level, but these are the people really leading the business. These are our successors, and they're kind of driving our success. They just went through a year-long effort where they're learning all about the business. They're engaging with each other, doing projects, and they actually presented to us and the board yesterday, about ideas for the business, things to make better, things to keep doing, and just incredible amount of work that they put into it. But we were all board, executive team, we're all taking notes. We're going to, put a lot of those ideas into practice. And I think that kind of best idea, regardless of org chart, investment is really, really remarkable. And I think that's going to drive our success, because it is tough to knit a business together. We've got about 1,200 employees. We've got 110 projects. And I can talk a little bit more about our portfolio, but, especially in a COVID world, right? How do you knit this business together so that we are a team, everyone's rowing in the same direction, and we feel it, together. It's just hard to do. And so, we are in a people business. And I think that starts from the top with Andy. We understand that this is all about attracting elite talent, making them the best they can be, and then kind of executing together. So from the lead program to the mentorship program, integrated talent management, and then, finding, as we build the company, we could talk more about that, but making sure that we're kind of bringing the best of our talent to bear as kind of a unified one Avantus team. So easier said than done, but we're doing it, and it's exciting.
Yeah, and I feel like that's more important now more than ever, and people are more focused on that aspect of their work culture more than they were perhaps prior to the pandemic, because I guess that's what changed, right? Like the culture and working together in collaboration was a bit more difficult over this past year. So
yeah, and I think people are, Zoom fatigue. I mean, people are exhausted. I think it's humanized everybody, right? At the beginning, you had, the dogs running in and the babies running in behind you, and people are embarrassed. And I think it really has humanized, everybody, and kind of, hey, as we said, being a parent is a leader, right? You understand kind of the different aspects of people's lives. And, the coolest thing about our industry is that we get to get up and make a huge impact on the nation's security every day, or, healthcare. It's amazing to be able to kind of obviously work in a high energized capitalist company, but, at the end of the day, it's all about mission impact. And so it's pretty exciting. But yeah, this has been really hard with remote work, and the unemployment rate for really talented people is negative, right? People have opportunities all the time, and so it's our job to excite them, keep them, retain them, and kind of make this, hey, this is a place where people want to come, and we're doing really cool things with really cool people. Hey, I want to go there. So that's on us, and I think we're doing a good job with that.
Yeah, great. So what is Avantus's current model around growth and technologies and mission, and how does that model help to further strengthen the company's position in that mid-market area?
Yeah, you're right. It's that is obviously the name of the game. I think our approach here, it's really to have a really tight coupling between growth and delivery. I think the success over time, at Avantus, kind of we rebranded, about a year ago, but we we've done 7 acquisitions in 3 years, and so I could talk a little bit about that. But the foundation of the business is really kind of deep domain expertise, deep subject matter expertise of our people, whether it's in the national intelligence domain, whether it's at DoD, Homeland, and elsewhere. We've got Fed Civil, really deep experts. And so on the ground, it all starts with kind of that domain expertise, right? And so the business itself, the organic growth that we're generating has been remarkable to see. And that's just, the government, the customers trusting us, being ears to the ground, understanding the mission, kind of anticipating the government's problems before they voice them, and kind of bringing that solution. So the organic growth is really the foundation of what we're doing. And then obviously we are now about 1,200 employees. We're kind of in that size range of around 300 million, and you're kind of a dangerous mid-market company growing quickly. And so how do you manage that growth? But then how do you bring the full advantage to bear, with larger bids, bringing talent from across the organization? And so part of that has been really looking at, the capabilities that we want to expand into, right? So we've acquired several businesses in the recent years. It's all focused on kind of that big data analytics, digital transformation, digital innovation. That's where all of our customers are going, and that's where we are and that we need to be. So it's not kind of a minimalist integration approach. This is a super thoughtful, full integration effort led by a great executive here that helps lead that, Dixie Welch. And so that's part of it, right? So integrating culture first, kind of Hippocratic oath, do no harm, but full integration we want our kind of cultural and our values to drive the future. So we're bringing teams in, integrating them across, and getting that cross-pollination, right? It's hard. Most companies that I've seen and worked with, you kind of rely on heroic efforts from a limited number of people to drive some of that growth. And we have really an incredible team that's kind of matrixed and driven across. Some of it too, we have a garage. It's called the garage, and this is really our solution architecture, technologist capability, incredible team, and that's all about hey, we do not want to be a company that's the traditional, hey, give me 2 years of planning and then hey, hope that it works out. Trust me on this. It's show me, don't tell me. Quick demonstrated capability, right? So we're trying to really be the company at speed to impact, speed to mission. Hey, we can call these guys and they quickly turn around something that over the weekend that we can demonstrate and go. And so I think really deepening that solution architecture, technology capability, infusing into everything we're doing, every engagement, I think is really the theme of what's going on. And then tying growth and delivery in an intimate way, right? So it's quality, it's consistent delivery. And I think the mantra is, with Chris and Luann Pafko, Chris Blame leading a lot of this for us, the recompete starts the day of the award, right? And so, delivering with your customer, focusing on organic growth, and then driving these larger, bigger bids, right? For us to compete against some of these larger players that great companies in our sector, we've got to bring it to bear as a unified team and kind of grow with these scaling efforts. And so, that's not easy to do. And so that's where we are now. And I think it's been, it's just really exciting. So a lot of success so far and a lot more to do.
Yeah, definitely. And I do have a follow-up. I'm just curious, the growth and the acquisition strategies, are they based on expanding your current portfolios, or are they capability driven, or, new market driven? I guess, what is the strategy behind that?
Well, the answer is a little bit of all the above on that, but it is a very targeted effort. I mean, I think there's a lot of M&A in our sector. It's really a part of, we've got this incredibly large sector, but it's fragmented, it's diverse, and it's got all these great missions in it. And we really are focused on, growing or deepening our capability set, and everything. It's data, cyber, space, and mission really are the 4 key buckets for us. And it's tough because there's a lot of trend chasing, there's a lot of buzzword bingo going on in our sector, and so that's not, you don't want to be chasing that trend and just kind of following and trying to be a space company if you're not really one. So we're really we've got great expertise. We're really doing it in these domains. And so how do we actually thoughtfully pursue that? And it's, we've got our contract mix is really driven on, controlling the outcome, right? So it's, whether it's fixed price or T&M, we want to be able to control the outcome, deliver a solution-based set there where we're delivering an outcome and not just delivering people to something. And so that's how we think about acquisitions. Are the companies delivering that? Can they fit with our culture? Do they get us up, driving into this digital transformation domain that we're really dominating? And I think if you think about where we are today, it's really a national security platform overall. We've got great mission focus. We also have a civil business that's excellent. But the majority of the business is in national intelligence, defense intelligence, the DoD space, and then Homeland and DOJ. And so that's about 70% of the business today. And so I think we really want to be a national security focused mission platform, again, in that kind of data, cyber, space and mission domains. The most recent acquisition, Occam's Razor, which was last couple weeks ago, really excited. Just, I love being the dumbest guy in the room. And I often am, but especially now, just elite cyber capabilities that are rare. Some of these really bleeding edge missions for both the national intelligence domain and the DoD, being able to kind of pull that into other customers, really exciting. And so that's just emblematic of the acquisitions that we're making. I think some of the most recent acquisitions, DataWorks, Mission Tech, Lucid Perspectives, and then Occam's Razor, we really have, I think, the largest cadre of really technologists delivering capability, on the mission floor at kind of the key national intelligence agency of any company in the sector, despite our mid-market size. And so we're trying to build on that. It's kind of that elite, high-level, solution-driven, really just mission proximate work. And so got to keep that going. So yeah, that's our focus. It's high-end work. We want high margin, high delivery certainty, and a company that wants to kind of continue to grow with us. So we love, founders that want to continue on and stay. And we love this, the team that wants to be part of something bigger, but still something that's fast, lean, and flat, right? So our organization, it's a flat organization here. It's not, hierarchical and, respect my authority. It's really best idea wins, speed to mission, and let's go and get after it. So if that makes sense, a little bit long-winded there, but
no, that's great. It's always such a pleasure catching up with Avantus and your team and following the growth over there. So thank you so much for joining me today and helping us break down Avantus's place in the mid-market. I appreciate it.
Thanks, Amanda. And just thanks to WashingtonExec. You are, kind of the connective tissue for our industry, and just keeping us, on collaborating together, talking about the trends. And I think it's just, we've got a great sector, a lot of smart and mission-focused people. But thanks for keeping us together, especially in a difficult time to be together. So
of course, yeah.
Thank you.
Of course. All right. Well, thanks so much.
Thanks.